Hi, okay, so this is me redoing my resume rewrite. I had to correct some things. I figured out what I did wrong after I had already posted the original video. The original video I'm not going to take down because in another class of psychology we have to learn how to deal with I guess embarrassments per se. So I was just like, let me keep that up and I can live internally with it until I am allowed to take it down. So this is my travel surgical tech job that I am relating my resume to, that I used to rewrite my other resume. So it's Allied Travel Careers is working with Pioneer Healthcare Services to find a qualified surge tech in Atlanta, Georgia. So responsibilities: assist surgeons and surgical teams during procedures by preparing and maintaining sterile fields, instruments, and supplies. Handle, prepare, and sterilize surgical instruments and equipment in accordance with safety protocols. Maintain accurate records of surgical supplies and instruments used during procedures. Monitor and maintain the sterility of the surgical environment throughout the procedure. Assist in patient positioning, draping, and ensuring that the operating room is clean and sterile. Qualifications: active surgical technologist certification, TST, in Georgia. Previous experience as a surgical technologist in an operating room or surgical setting preferred. Basic life support BLS certification. Now these I don't have. Of course, I'm studying for this. I did go based off of this one more because this was the one that was just that said preferred. I understand that means like there's no like guarantee, like it's out of my range, but this was the only one that didn't actually state that you had to like have like a year experience or stuff like that. BLS, I still have to get my certification as well. That is something I will be adding to my resume once I do get it. Anyway, okay, about Pioneer Healthcare Services. Pioneer Healthcare Services specializes in staffing and travel recruiting for healthcare professionals across the U.S. with a focus on top school and medical opportunities. Our reputation is built on trust, rapid communication, and the commitment to your success. With a people-first culture, we ensure that the best clinicians are matched with leading school districts and healthcare facilities offering competitive compensation and comprehensive benefits, including medical, dental, and vision insurance. Yes, this just goes into the role itself. So I will open my presentation now. I did have to make some major corrections. I wouldn't say like too big, but yes, it was a couple. Okay, so resume rewrite. This is my original and my edited one. My original one was for a specific job title having to do with line work. So it was like an entry-level skilled trades. The things that I like changed between the two would be my contact, especially since the position that I am going to be going into will have my contact already because it is mostly through online application. My skills, I edited my skills from leadership and team management, time management, food safety, stuff like that. I put my skills as attention to detail, team collaboration, OSHA safety practices, medical terminology. I don't know if that one actually counts as a skill. I heard somewhere it does, so who knows. Education and training, I did change a lot of my stuff. I did keep the fact that I have my GED because I don't know if that's like something that they need to know if I went to high school or got my GED. I did take out the date when I got it though. Gwinnett Technical College is my current college. Certifications, I don't think I need this for. I had more on this side. I just it was all on one thing, and then like the font was like very tiny. I couldn't like fit everything on there. but like my certifications have been from like my CDL permit, and then like my CAS tests, stuff like that. I did keep my objective, but I changed it, especially since I didn't have like any previous experience. Seeking an entry-level surgical technologist position to apply my safety, teamwork, and attention to detail in healthcare setting. I took out the dates where it was. Experience: Georgia Power Line Worker Entry Program, followed strict safety protocols and standard operating procedures. This one more is like trained in identification of overhead distribution wires, so it's more like it focused on electrical and PPE basically. Worked effectively as part of a team in a high-risk environment, demonstrated attention to detail while completing hands-on technical training, maintained compliance with safety regulation and proper use of PPE. PPE is essentially just your protection equipment. So like for this one I had to wear like a helmet, and we had certain buckles that we put on, and we had steel toes, and we had to make sure everything was secure before we started climbing and everything. PPE for this one, this was like food, so gloves, hair nets, masks if we needed masks. Welding helper, we had the face shield masks, and clothes that are like fire resistant. Well, this one too, we had fire resistant clothes for this one too, and then steel toe, of course. So this one I changed it up a little bit. Led a team in a fast-paced environment while maintaining high sanitation standards, trained new employees on safety procedures and quality standards, maintained multiple priorities while providing excellent customer service, maintained cleanliness and organization in accordance with food safety regulations. So like with this resume, I kind of focused more on like sanitation and just cleanliness overall, especially because that's such a big thing in the surgical technologist world. We're assisting with surgeries. We have to make sure everything is sterile, not kill anyone. A welding helper, follow detailed instructions to support skilled professionals, maintain clean, organized, and safe work areas, use PPE and adhere to workplace safety standards, assisted with physical demanding tasks while maintaining quality workmanship. I guess that one could also go with this one, or this one. To be honest, it could go with all of them, because it is between this one and this one, they're both like very physically demanding. If anybody's ever been rock climbing, it's rock climbing on 10, because you're carrying tools with you. I think that's it for this. So now I'm going to my Mabongi applications. I use the communication model from the Mabongi list, rhetoric and composition, because it reminded me to think about my audience. I revised my resume so it clearly communicates the skills and qualification that a surgical technologist employer is looking for, instead of a general resume, especially since my original one was made for a specific job field. According to praxisframework.org, David K. I forgot I put written by David K. Berlow, the SMCR model, which is shown here, explains communication through 4 components: source, message, channel, and receiver, with effective communication depending on the characteristics of both the sender and receiver. When we're doing this, sorry, I'm in my car. When we're doing this, we're essentially sending a message when we're giving our resume out. Now they'll receive it, the recruiter or whoever receives it, HR maybe, but they'll essentially decode, see if it's what they're looking for, and then we'll get a response. It might be verbal, it might be through written, it might be No response. No response is also a response. Yeah. Mabangi application for find and write information on the history of rhetoric. So this one I have no pretty picture because this is one of the ones I had to correct. I used find and write information on the history of rhetoric from Mabangi list rhetoric and composition because I feel it also correlated with ethos, pathos, and logos. Rhetoric is the art of persuasive communication. Because I don't have prior experience within the medical field, I do feel it would be harder for me to find a job in this field. So it affected how I reworded my job descriptions as well as my objective. According to Applying Principles of Ethos, Pathos, Logos to Your Resume, written by Shipla I'm so sorry. Laurel, Aristotle recommended that any spoken or written communication intended to persuade contains 3 key rhetorical elements: logos, ethos, and pathos. I applied these principles by revising my resume and making it more persuasive and better suited to this surgical technologist position. Here we go. This is another one that I had to redo. I didn't notice, but yes, I had the picture right here and I was just like, this is so weird. But yes, apparently I morphed both this one and the last slide together. So, Mabangi application, resume bias in humans. I used resume bias in humans from Mabangi list business rhetoric to correct and take out any bias information that could go against me. What I mean against me, essentially the dates, because there is age bias. What else was it? Age bias. Anything that gave away my zip code, my phone number. I did take out my email just because since the email's already used to send the resume, I believe it would already be with the employer. Nothing really identified my race except for my name, and I can't change my name, so yeah. According to Wiley.com, when your resume is not turning you down, modeling ethnic bias in resume screening, written by Eva DeRose and Anne-Marie Ryan. Research shows that resume screening is especially vulnerable to bias decisions making and ethnic discrimination by human recruiters. 2018. Mabangi. Okay, let me put myself up here. Mabangi application biased in AI resume reading tools. I used biased AI resume reading tools from Mabangi list business rhetoric because AI is also now being used to look through resumes at a faster pace. They are programmed through employers to filter out anything that does not fit their requirements. According to researchers at Stanford Human-Centered AI screening tools written by Rishi Bhamasani, Sarah H. Bana, Kathleen A. Creel, Dan Jurafsky, Percy Liang, increase racial bias. Well, this is what the AI resume tools do. They increase racial bias and shut the same people out of jobs everywhere they apply. 2026. So what I've learned is that there is a lot of racial bias, especially having to do with names, and then essentially having a picture sometimes does not help you depending on your race. Yeah. Okay. Mabangi application, Maslow's hierarchy of needs in healthcare. I use this to correlate what I could change for wording on my resume, because the video that I used was very in-depth. I used Maslow's hierarchy of needs in healthcare from Mabangi list psychological rhetorics because I feel it gave me an insight of what the medical field looks like, which helped me lay out my skills differently and closer to what the medical field may be looking for. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs for nursing students, NCLEX, prioritization made simple, mini lesson written by Simple Nursing. Basic survival is the foundation needs like ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation. Also food, water, and sleep, as well as elimination, temperature regulation, as well as oxygen in nursing. Psychological needs always come first. If your patient can't breathe well, they won't survive long enough to worry about anything else. Second, protection from harm. Physically and emotionally, this includes fall risk prevention, infection control, stable nursing or job security. Also, freedom from abuse or trauma. Love and belonging is all about human connection. We are talking family, friends, relationships, emotional support, as well as feeling cared for and not isolated. As a nurse, your communication matters here. Building rapport, showing empathy, and treating the patients like a person, not a diagnosis. Self-esteem to help people see themselves with confidence, achievement, as well as independence. At the top of the pyramid, we have self-actualization, which basically means becoming your best self, always helping them see hope and potential. 2025. Mebongi application, being a critical thinker versus being contrarian. I didn't add a picture to this one because this is a lot of words and I didn't know where my picture would have fit. I used the idea of being a critical thinker versus being contrarian because I carefully evaluated my original resume instead of assuming it was already good. I accepted feedback, identified weaknesses, and made thoughtful revisions to improve its effectiveness. And this was a bullet point I just made, being a critical thinker versus being contrarian. According to Contrarian Thinking versus Critical Thinking, written by Corey Wilkes, PsychD, contrarian thinking is when you see everyone else going left and decide to go right out of spite. Critical thinking is when you see everyone else go left and you ask, why are they going left? Where does left ultimately lead to? Does it lead to somewhere I actually want to go? Then you decide whether to go left or right, but either way, you are not following the crowd, you are following your own reasoning. 2025. Alright. So the last thing that we have is basically what I've learned in the class so far. It's been a lot. Honestly, there are a lot of terms that we could have used in the Mebongi to identify with resume rewriting. Intersectionality could have worked. Some of the inspiring writers could have worked as well because they are very they have like their writings. I've looked through some of their writings, some of their books, and the way that they write is very expressive. I don't know. There were a lot. I think I just picked some of the more basic ones. To me, like the healthcare one, the Maslow's hierarchy in healthcare was a big one of relating. The biases, especially, were very easy to do. I just don't know if I should have done the AI one and the human one. I probably could have picked something else and just picked one of them to focus on the biases. But no, it's been a lot in this class. It's been really good. It's been stuff that I don't think I would have researched on my own. So having the chance to actually get to look at some of these things, some of them like really like opened my eyes to a lot of stuff in the world. So I like it. It's positive. This is my professional outlook. How has your understanding of rhetoric, professionalism, or communication shifted? How do you see yourself applying these lessons beyond this course? My understanding of rhetoric, professionalism in communication has changed because I now realize that communication is more than just speaking or writing. It involves understanding your audience, choosing the right message, and presenting information in a clear and effective way. I learned also how professionalism is reflected in things like resumes, job applications, and the way we communicate with others. Beyond this course, I will apply these lessons by creating stronger resumes, communicating more effectively in my career, and thinking more critically about the messages I receive and share with others. These are my sources. I did have to update my sources because I realized I didn't put this one in, and then it was also out of order, so I wanted everything to make sense. Yeah, they are all clickable, so just in case. Alright, goodbye. That's all. Thank you.